11th pick, the Miami Dolphins select
Hey, what's going on? Welcome in to another episode of the War Room. We're running a live 7-round Miami Dolphins mock draft to see how the board could fall to Miami and how this team could start building around new quarterback Malik Willis. But before we jump into the mock, we'll go over the latest Dolphins news. Very busy the last few days. Take a look at some of the offensive line prospects. We're bringing back the player cards, baby, who they can target in this year's draft. Then, of course, we'll run the much-anticipated full 7-round mock draft live. See how the board plays out for the Dolphins. Let's get into the War Room. Co-host and co-pilot, as always, joining me, Mr. Jason Sarney. What's up, Jason?
Good evening, everybody. I will assure you all tables are on 4 legs at the moment, so no flipping as of yet.
Chat's on fire already.
BPAOM, baby. I love it.
Appreciate you guys hanging in with this. We're a few minutes late. All right, let's just get into it then. Let's start before we jump into the mock tie. Let's start with the Dolphins' moves, the roster updates. You know, Malik and the rest of the guys that signed. Jason, they signed. I'll bring up the list, but they signed a bunch of guys right today. Your overall thoughts on that?
A bunch of Jags, not Jaguars, just any guys, and this is what we expected outside of Malik Willis. A couple of nice little signings, namely, Josh Uche, Tutu Atwell were nice signings. All 1-year deals. So, it doesn't change anything for draft planning. It's not like any of these guys are long-term options, but they're economic flyers to fill a roster going into the draft. But if 1 or 2 of these guys hit outside of Willis that they're going to want to, bring them back 2027 and beyond, it's a major win, So we'll see, but nothing phenomenal brought in. I think, the nicer moves were bringing back Dulcich, signing Willie Gay Jr. again. And, of course, nothing like a kicker competition with Riley Patterson and Zane.
I love it, too.
Hey, let's do it. Competition breeds excellence. Yeah. So a nice little free agency period for the Dolphins.
I like what they did here. They cast a wide net.
Right.
A couple of things stand out. I'd say Malik, a lot of 1-year deals, a lot of size in the secondary. Keep an eye on that. Some athleticism on the edge, and guys who can play special teams. I think what you do here is you fill some of the bodies where you lack depth. So it puts you in a position. Like a lot of these guys aren't going to make it or make an impact. A few of these guys, I can see Marco Wilson, Uche, the edge, Lonnie Johnson playing. Tutu Atwell is an interesting signing we can talk about. But this kind of gives you flexibility in the draft. You can stay mostly to your BPA and do what you want on your board because you're not desperate. You've kind of filled holes of places you were thin. And, for example, when the Dolphins had to have Austin Jackson there a year, they had nobody they could line up. It would be me or you at left tackle. They didn't do that. They added bodies. Couple areas that stand out to me still, big receiver and offensive line. Maybe we address that in our mock tonight. Building around Willis, we'll see. But those are depth issues. I like Lonnie Johnson. Uche is a guy, intriguing player, known for that explosive edge rushing ability. Last year, he had that big year. I think it was 22 when he had like 11.5 sacks for the Patriots. Then he's been a depth rusher for the Eagles last year. And then the recent one of Marco Wilson, he had a really good year with the Cardinals, I think in 22 also. Really great athlete. You want to know his combine numbers, Jason? At his pro day, 43.5-inch vertical, 4.37 40, huge broad jump, 26 bench reps. His RAS score was 9.99. So maybe looking in the future, what these guys are looking for, and the secondary at least 6 foot plus. So that athletic threshold we were talking about kind of plays in. That's what stands out. And then Tutu Atwell, man, he's interesting. He caught me by surprise, Jason, because all we heard was size at wide receiver. But last year, his role has reduced. But last year, he had 6 catches on 15 targets for 32 yards per catch. So that should be fun with Malik Willis. Any of these guys you think, out of all of them, who contributes the most, maybe?
As mentioned before, Uche and Atwell, but this is back end depth. I mean, this is basically guys 42 to 53 almost. You know what I mean? However the numbers work out, but this is filling the roster. Maybe a guy ends up on the practice squad or two, but in my mind, absolutely nothing has changed in draft strategy, draft planning. This particular show, we're going to, as we always do, we're going to have some fun. We're going to break down a couple of particulars that we're going to try to draft for. But, look, you got no one here who's going to make such a significant impact. And Atwell maybe could play into like a third wide receiver if they do draft one. So we'll see.
Yeah. Bill Jr., Ben Simmons. No, again, nothing in the draft here. This actually is the way you do it. Like I said, fill your spots. You go into the draft with flexibility where you can feel comfortable going best player available. And still kind of guys. Zane Anderson, special teamer, Green Bay. Ben Simmons has Green Bay ties. So I think, the Dolchich one might be the most significant that they brought back and re-signing, and they got a couple kickers, like you said.
Zane Anderson could be a very good special teams player. Okay, so let's we'll talk about all 3 phases. I like that aspect. I love me some special teams, gunners, and coverage guys. So, sure, he could definitely be a factor on the 3rd phase.
Yeah. Tutu caught you off guard, because it caught me off guard, didn't it?
I mean, yeah, he's a ball guy, speedy guy, but you know what, though? Again, 1-year deal. These aren't foundational. Let's have these guys for 4 years and hopefully sign them to a second contract deal. We do expect them, obviously, to draft a wide receiver, and it's that big body. Look, let's get a Packers version or a Dolphins version of a Christian Watson. We have a guy. We got a couple of guys, maybe targeting in round 3 that we like. Maybe a guy that's moving on up in the process. So, yeah, I do expect a typical tall, physical X receiver. But what Atwell brings is a big burst, big explosion kind of a play guy to help other guys on the offense, take the top off a little bit if he's on the field with Jalen Waddle, with Malik Washington. And obviously, you love speed, but get me some size and speed together.
This draft
is what I'm talking about.
We'll get it. We might be taking maybe 1, maybe 2. We'll see how the board falls. You never know. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys have been killing it. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thumbs up, give us a like. If you haven't heard or you're new, we will be giving away our goal to 3,000 subs before the NFL draft. We're going to give away a draft hat and maybe even more prizes. We don't know yet. But please, guys, support the channel. We appreciate it. The chat is our favorite part. You guys have made this experience so much better. I love it. So to put a tie on it, good first couple days. Somebody mentioned here, and Njoku. I don't see that happening, but hey, you never know if he's a value. Maybe this is the point where you get guys. Oh, I thought I was going to get X amount. Oh, these teams aren't that much interested. They filled their holes. Maybe I wait after the draft, or maybe now I get them on a 1-year. Few $1 million for Njoku. Why not, right? Like why not? This is about building around Malik. We're gonna get there, right? Does it change for you? But your thoughts on maybe an Njoku at tight end?
I mean, they're running out of money, but we'll see. Like you said, a 1-year, maybe $4 or $5 million deal that might just get at the salary cap mark. But, of course, more money will be coming back once we get to post-June. Who knows who will be available there. You still need to obviously sign draft picks. And right now they have 9 draft picks. So, I don't know if another splash. Remember, the only splash was Malik, but everything else was that dollar store, Five Below, TJ Maxx kind of analogy that we were saying last show.
Shout out to Carlos. You said, how do I get a hands on a Finn's Faith Watt? I'll tell you what, I'm just putting an order in. We'll give away some. Get to the draft. Help us. We get to our goal, we'll give away some. I'm going to get, we'll give away. I'll try to give away a few, maybe 5 hats, and DM me on Twitter. Colisari. Is that how I'm saying it right? DM me. We'll see what I can do to get you one. We appreciate it. All right. So moves will still to be to come. This free agency just begun. We're gonna have more moves. I like what the Dolphins have done so far, but I want to get into kind of another subject here with the Dolphins, and that's how do you feel now after the Malik Willis signing here? Because one of the biggest questions for me moving forward is how they approach the roster now. I'm trying to figure out with Malik in the building. And by the way, if you didn't catch his press conference, what a phenomenal young man. He talked about how he wasn't ready. He talked great about Halfley and Willis. He's a man of faith. I mean, you'd be hard not to root for the kid at his press conference today, by the way. Tremendous young man. But back to what I was saying, part of me looks at this signing and thinks, hey, man, the Dolphins need to give Willis a real opportunity to prove he can be the guy this season. Because it's important for him. If he shows the small sample size in Green Bay was really real, Miami might have his answer at quarterback. But if he struggles, they could be looking at the 27 draft. Matter of fact, they're probably still going to look in the 27 draft. Because of that, there's an argument to be made, Jason, that, hey, let's focus on this draft on helping Willis succeed. Not, you don't want to stray too far away from BPA, but that can mean prioritizing things like multiple offensive linemen, bigger receiver, tight end, more support pieces. I know the defense is a concern, Jason, but you could make the case that giving your quarterback the best possible situation right now is the most important thing. Now, you still don't want to completely, like I said, ignore BPA, but because, for example, like when we run the mock, if a defensive difference maker is there clearly as the best option, you take them, right? You don't want to, but if it's close, maybe you lean offense more than I would have maybe last week, right? To help support was at the same time, Jason, new head coach Jeff Halfley is a defensive-minded coach, so wouldn't be surprising if Miami still targets defense to help. Okay, we got the quarterback. Here's your guys now to help you in year one. But there's a debate, right, Jason? Do you load up for Malik, or do you strictly best player available? Your thoughts? How, if anything, has changed for your mindset?
Both.
Oh.
And look, this is a 9-pick draft at the moment, right? You had 8, and then the Minka Fitzpatrick deal gets you another 7th-round pick, sure. But listen, that second 7th-round pick could be another wide receiver to take a flyer on, another offensive lineman to take a flyer on, But again, I'm looking at those. We say it all the time: 5 picks in the top 90.
I want more, Tony. I want more.
I am down with that. I mean, look, when we do this mock draft, there might be a player or two that's available on this mock draft that I don't really think, and George doesn't really think is going to be available. Like if we see Sonny Styles at 11 for this mock draft, guys and gals, I don't think he's going to be there in real life, So if it comes to that, if we want to see, look, part of the mock draft, we're going to target teams that we think may want to move up to 11, and I'll tease a couple of teams right now that could be in the market if they want to overpay for a quarterback and move up and leapfrog another team who needs a quarterback. Minnesota does not, because they are signing Kyler Murray to a 1-year deal. They have J.J. McCarthy, but a team like Pittsburgh might want to move up to 11, get a successor to Aaron Rodgers. The Jets, I don't really endorse trading interdivision.
Hey,
but they traded. If we got to, we got to. The Rams. We'll see. But I'll tell you, if Halfley and Sullivan really want to both be extremely happy with this draft, moving back, still getting a quality player in the mid-teens, early 20s, and getting maybe 2 net more picks in the top 130 picks, that could be yet another target. A great tight end earlier and still being able to get a wide receiver. You need both a safety and a cornerback. You need edge rushers. You could serve yourself by getting a linebacker to pair with Jordan Brooks, So we're going to have a lot of fun doing this, but you don't want to pass up on a guy just to get another pick down the line. But again, this is a team-building draft that both the defensive-minded head coach and, like you said, helping Malik. Both things could happen.
I mean, look, if it's close, I think, right? Because a lot of guys, there's a lot of players are close. A couple of things I always say: don't let a good player on your team or a good player on the board let you pass up a great player. Never do that.
Yep.
Never do that. And you got to know where the strengths of this draft are. You got to know where the strengths of the positions are. Where can you get guys later down that you think is better value? Unless you think this guy's a franchise player, maybe I can get a touch below at pick 45 at this position, but because there's a loaded. So you got to play it in hand. So you never want to go into a draft saying I have to have this and this. That's why I like what they did in free agency. They cast that wide net, like I said. So, but you got to keep in mind, if it's close, man, it's an argument to – we saw with Tua, right? We always had the excuse you couldn't give – he needs a good evaluation. And the one thing they haven't done is get a big wide receiver and offensive line depth yet. So that could be a little bit of a teaser what might happen. But then again, you do have a defensive-minded head coach in Jeff Hafley. Like Brian Gutekunst's first ever pick was Jair Alexander, right? The corner. That was kind of a statement pick. Like I could see Mansur Delane being that kind of pick, even if a Muaga's on a board or a Fano. You never know. Like I could see that as a statement type pick for a defensive coach and for a regime, right? It's clean, it's safe. You know, you agree with that, right?
I mean, yes and no.
Okay.
The no comes from, and George, you did a great job the last couple of shows of identifying the check marks that Sullivan likes.
We'll do a whole show on that, actually. I think we need to. Yeah.
And that's become more popular across this social media community is because, he's got a type. Sully's got a type. You know,
we all got a type, right?
We all got types, but size.
Did we land them? That's the question.
Correct. But listen, I'm targeting tall cornerbacks, tall, long cornerbacks. So maybe
who they signed today?
Exactly
all
right.
6 foot plus.
So, I'm not saying 5'11" is so off the beaten path there, but if you again, this goes back to what I keep on saying, and I love how the chat is kind of loving or joking with the BPAON. What I mean by that is it's not just drafting for need will kill you. No, it's what you need more within the confines of the position groups and what you might be able to get later versus what you can't. Cornerback and safety are rather deep this year, right? Can you get a generational guard or tackle in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round? I don't think so. Can you find a receiver or a tight end or a safety in the 3rd round? I think so. Can you get a cornerback in the 2nd round? Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
And you get a linebacker in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Absolutely. So it's almost like, all right, the best player on the board is Sonny Styles, hypothetically. That may be the case, but would you rather Sonny Styles and, Brandon Cease later, or would you rather, Mansour, Delane, or Jacob Rodriguez? You know what I mean? It's like
it's a great argument, actually.
It's an argument. And do you want and again, Sonny Styles is not going to be available at 11. I would be absolutely shocked if he gets past the Giants at 5. But for a receiver, I see a lot of people, saying it's going to be Tate, and I love Tate. He's a phenomenal player. But is that the most pressing pick that you could do at 11 to build your team? No. If you look at some of the receivers who have really succeeded and come out of nowhere, you could find receivers. Look at what, I love Nico Collins. I love Puka Nacua. These are not 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round picks. You know what I mean? So, Chris Johnson, Jacob, exactly. We're going to identify him and other corners. There are other corners who are even taller than Johnson. 6 foot is not huge.
Devin Moore in round 3.
Devin Moore, 6'3".
Looks like a Dolphin based on what we're seeing.
And I'll tell you, we're all in the war room. This is the war room show. Everyone in the chat is in the war room. So we want input. We want input. But if I'm a DB coach in the war room and I'm saying, hey, Hafley, Sully, you like yourself a long corner. I got this 6'3" kid out of Florida who we could wait. We could wait. If you want to go get your edge, if you want to go get your offensive lineman, do that on day 1. Do that early day 2.
You want to get the big receiver. You like Brazel enough. Like you think he's better than Fields and Lane and Hurst and you see him sitting there and you say, hey, go get that guy. I know a guy we can – great point. We can move back. We can maneuver in those rounds. We got 3 picks. I like this guy. Jordan says Jacob Rodriguez or bust. There was a question up here. Do you think – this is a great question because it ties back into when we had Jacob Westendorf off, Jason. Do you think it's wise for Sully and Hafley to seemingly take the Packers approach, prefer players with a certain athletic testing scores, or would you prefer them to take the best overall player? We asked Jacob that, remember? And he's like, look, yes, they got a type, but they also don't pass up really good players. And maybe, for example, Tutu Atwell, they saw the value of that signing. He's not the threshold, but they're like, man, this guy for the price, when he's healthy, he's a tremendous playmaker. Like, forget about the size. So I think they do have a type, but they won't pass up. Jacob says, don't get so locked in that, if I remember what he said, because like you'll end up steering your fans wrong. Look, if he's a great player, they're not like Ruben Bain. Yeah, he might not have the measure, but if he's a great player, Sully's not going to pass him up.
Exactly. And there's got to be a happy mix, a little bit of a happy medium. And that's what this whole BPAON joke that I say, there's a lot of seriousness to it. Because number one, and I tweeted this earlier, best player available. Says who? What board are we looking at? What consensus ranking or what individual ranking are we looking at? You know, teams have a best player available per what they think their best player available is, you know? So, for example, if Jeremiah Love slips down to 11, he might be the best football prospect on the board. Do the Dolphins draft him? I don't think so. I don't think you do that. You know, there could be a time.
It'd be fun, though.
It may be, but that's an example.
Yeah, hold on, Jason. You know what I'm doing? I'm Houston. How you doing?
Houston don't have a problem here.
28-39, yeah, and 59, or a change, or that. Like
Houston is far down the trough to make a trade back with, unless they load up the picks. To me, I don't want to drop down below where I can maybe get a certain interior offensive lineman, which is basically in the late teens, you know, and I'm teasing a little bit what the mindset is, because we're going to go into this mock draft.
We're going to be active. We're going to be active on the phone line.
And goals here.
Wait, Jason, you got your
We're going to have some fun.
Are we gonna have
I got my timer up here. We're gonna try to keep it as legit as possible.
Closer.
We got an 8-minute timer for the first round. Obviously, the time is not 10 minutes anymore, which is good for TV purposes. It's going to keep things moving a little bit. But when we get to the second round, we'll move it down. We're gonna do this as right and as accurately as possible. And look, if there are certain names, especially at 11, that we don't think are going to be there realistically, we'll talk about it. We'll see what happens. But we're not going in here with a set plan. We're going in here with kind of goals.
We're going in the right way, flexible. Like
there it is.
John Eric Sullivan is. Shout out to the chat. We got almost 100 people on YouTube watching. We got more on X. Come on over to X, guys. Please hit a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Hit the subscribe button and give it a like. Again, we're going to be giving away not only the draft cap. I've decided we're going to put an order in Finn's Faithful hats. Some of you in the chat want them. We're going to give away multiple of those. So make sure you subscribe. We appreciate the chat. It's fun. Dive into the war room. We're going to look at the offensive line prospects. The player cards are back, baby. And then we're going to get into the mock. It's going to be a lot of fun. Agreed. 11 gives a guy somebody really wants. Yeah. Look, there's going to be a guy. It's a sweet spot. Even though there's not a lot of blue chip spots, there's going to be a guy who falls. And maybe Miami says we'd rather have 2-3 guys instead of the one. We don't look at him as maybe as high as this other team does. So just a theory, Houston. You don't think 28, 38, and 43 could help this? Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. And let me say this too, George. When we get to picks 50 to 90, that's sweet spot. That's team building area. This draft has a ton of people in that area where they can be, you know, I'm not calling them all pros or pro bowlers, but the Dolphins' problem for years has been depth, has been guys who might need to come on in and be a backup to a hurt player or slide in to be a starter and overachieve. They've been so thin at certain positions outside of the top 1 or 2 guys. The middle, day 2 is huge to me. I mean, day 2, they have 4 picks right now. I want more. I want more.
I want more too. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to get active on the phone. You never know how when the draft time comes around. But what do you say, Shawnee? We've talked about a lot of the free agents and what we think is going to happen. Let's move on to some of the offensive line prospects. And let me move that off. Wrong one. Let's bring up.
That was my bad.
That's okay. Let's bring up the offensive line prospects.
George, by the way, is the Picasso of the player slide.
Hold on. We're going to go live backwards.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we got new player cards. They're back, baby. So we're going to get into it. We talked about all this stuff about helping Willis. Let's talk about the offensive line, which will help him the most. This is not totally in order. We're going to go tackles first, then guards. But this is as important, probably his position of any for the Dolphins in this draft. Let's start right at the top, Jason. Mr. Spencer Fanu. Some people have him flip-flopping him or Mawioga or however you say it, Jason. I know you're going to get on me for that.
There we go. You're so far, so good.
Mawioga. So I'll start off with Fanu. What do you like about him? How close do you think these two guys are?
I mean, they're rather close. I mean, it's pick your poison. And I do think that, these guys are both top 10 prospects. I like both. I don't have a preference one over the other at this exact moment. But these are two guys that I think are top 10 picks. But if one of them slides, this is best player available of M and massive need. Because if you take one of these right tackles, you can maybe even slide Austin Jackson onto the right guard slot.
Yeah, I heard Robert said, I keep hearing Fano has short arms. Yeah, you can see the arm lengths updated on the bottom, 32 1/8. It is rather short.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what the thing is, Fano, man. Elite rare footwork for a guy. I mean, technically sound, really smart, 0 sacks allowed, only 5 pressures in 25. I mean, the 32-inch arms is what got some teams concerned. We heard about Will Campbell last year, but he played left tackle for 11 games in his career, right tackle for 24. His teammate, who we'll talk about, Lamu, was the left tackle this year, but he is one of the most athletic offensive tackles. You saw what he ran in the 40, 4.91, feet, and his kick slide. When you watch it, it's just like you should put it as a lesson to offensive linemen. He's ideal for pass. When you get a guy who can pass pro against speed rushers, that's what it's about in the NFL. Guys get paid, quarterbacks get paid, guys who protect the quarterbacks get paid, and guys who get after the quarterback gets paid. He's impressive. He's very close. It's what flavor ice cream you like. I'd have a real hard time passing him up at number 11. There is a chance, depending. I've seen Monroe Freeling go at 6. Like, there's a chance. Like, we've seen this. Who was the tackle that went really high? Kelvin Banks. Didn't he go like 5 last year or something crazy like that to the Saints? Or 7 or some crazy number. Like, there's a chance.
Well, Membo went up to the Jets. Membo went up to the Jets at 7.
But what look, he's a little lean frame. He's got to add some weight. But when you're that elite at protecting the quarterback, that's very. And Austin Jackson, stop it. You can move him inside a guard. He's going to miss half the year anyways. You don't let a good player. What did I tell you? Especially an average player. You don't let an average player stop you from taking a great player. Austin Jackson doesn't move the needle anyway for me. There's going to be a lot of these guys that play tackle or can play guard. You can move Jonah one side. You can move Jackson inside. You have multiple possibilities.
Well, one thing I want to say about Jonah, there is no guarantee that he's starting at any slot.
Absolutely
because
not.
He did not play well in the least last year. He is a Chris Greer failed pick and trade up for pick. So Sullivan and Halfley are not married to him whatsoever. So if they want to draft a left guard, a right guard, multiple guards, kick somebody inside, they can kick Jonah out unless he improves. He's got a lot of work to do. And Fano, he could be a guard, sure. Garrett, I agree. And you know what, Jacob?
He could be a guard, but I'm going to tackle first.
But
I don't like that. I've seen him do too well. Show me that you can't do it. But I believe he can. I know the arms, but the difference is there's not many guys on this planet that have the feet at his size. That's the difference where the arms don't scare me as much. But yeah.
Right.
Jackson cannot play guard. Well, he started his career.
I mean,
I don't know if he can play tackle very well.
Can he play it effectively, or is he able to move into that position? Or do you want to take a guy like Spencer Fano and move him to guard?
So
sure, that's been in the conversation.
Look at the 10-yard split on the bottom. When we go through these prospects, guys, look at the 10-yard split. Look at his 40. Look at the arm length. He's got shorter arms, right? It's right at the threshold. I understand the concern, but again, when you can do what he does at an elite level, it's hard for me to kind of pass up. All right, let's go to the next guy. Different flavor of ice cream, and that's the UM kid. He is. I'm going to call him the UM kid. How about that, son?
There you go. Now we go.
This is a different guy, right? This is a guy with elite functional strength, heavy hands, durable. 42 straight starts for University of Miami. I seen scouts that question the lateral quickness. I see that. His ability to mirror sometimes is obviously not as on the level of Fano, and you wonder if against elite edge rushers how he'll do. Leading to a debate, Jason, could he play guard, right? Again, another guy I'm putting at tackle. He's shown me he can play tackle. He's been durable at that position. He's a dense physical player, power player, but doesn't have the feet or the mirroring ability as a Fano. So it's what do you need? What do you like? I have Fano a little bit ahead of him, not by much, but I'd be happy at 11. But I will tell you this: I'd be entertaining trades if he was there. He's not the level of player that I wouldn't entertain trades for. You get what I mean? But I'd be happy if you took him at 11, if that makes sense.
It does, and this goes back to what we're going to see, how the board falls. Would you want to give up the ability to draft this right tackle to trade back a little bit, maybe still address the offensive line, but it all depends on what a team might want to pay to move up in the real world. Obviously these mock draft trades, these engines, who knows? But if you stick and pick, he's a phenomenal pick. And then it'll be very interesting to see what you want to do with him and Austin Jackson. But Austin Jackson, again, is a guy who he's got these void years. He's got 1 year really. He is not a guarantee. But can he be moved to play guard in a pinch, or if you want to develop a rookie at right tackle? The answer is yes. How effectively it could be, that's a conversation to see if it happens.
I'd rather have Austin Jackson at guard or Francis. Say the last name again, son.
Maui Goa
at guard. I'd rather have that combo than what we currently have. So
or of
let's
course,
figure it out. Get the
or
five
of
best
course,
guys in the building.
do you try to get one of the better pure guards in this draft? And we got a couple.
Somebody compared Robert Hunt. There's a Robert Hunt comp coming up here on here. Don't worry, on one of the guys. So, all right, let's move. Same range. These guys are in that 5 to 12 to 15 range in the draft. Both of these guys you're considering at pick 11. We've talked a bunch about them. All right. This is my guy. I'll start with Monroe. I'm going to say this about Monroe Freeling, and I don't want to pat my back all the time, but I was on him pretty early. If he went back to school, Sarni, he'd be a no doubt top 10 pick. We wouldn't be talking about it. When I watched him, I always told you, I watched him early on. People had him in the second round. I'm like, man, am I missing something? This guy's like a tremendous mover, size, pass blocking specialist. He's got rare lateral range for a guy his size. 6'7", 315, 30. Arm length's no problem here. 34 and 3/4 arm. Basketball player, Sarni, I know you love that. And you see that in the footwork.
I mean,
he's another guy who mirrors really well, right? But he does need, I got to admit, he's got to put on weight. He's high frame. People get in his chest, and you see that. Like, you see some raw displacement there when guys get in on him because he's tall and he kind of lunges a little bit. So there are some red flags. But somebody's going to take a shot at him because he's what he tested, Jason.
I mean, look, for the Dolphins, he's not a left tackle prospect because you have Patrick Paul. He's a guy you might want to move to right tackle, but he is a left tackle, which means he might be moved up in the board to maybe even go.
There's not a lot of them.
Top 5, top 6.
There's not a lot of pure ones, Jason, in this draft.
Exactly. So the left tackle aspect, I think, makes him extremely appealing. Look, I know he's your guy, and I don't necessarily know if he's right for the Dolphins because he's not necessarily a right tackle.
He's inexperienced.
Right.
17 career starts.
Right.
Primary left tackle he broke out last year. But I love the upside. Somebody's going to take a shot at this. He might go higher than than people think. All right.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, let's move on. He's interesting. I like him more and more and more and more. Question, where is he? Natural power, mountain of a man. Look at him. 6'7", 352, anchors.
Same thing, though, from the side.
Yeah. But he's only played left tackle in college. But he can move into guard. Like, he can play guard year one.
That's a big guard.
Put him in left. I know. Put him in left guard. Move Joe to the right. Right? Or you have a right tackle and you draft the right tackle and you Jackson at right guard. But if we're dreaming on him, we're saying this is an elite anchor athlete for his size, physical. You talk about wanting to play in December and January and different playing big. They don't get bigger than this. I don't know if he's right for the Dolphins, but man, I'm intrigued. He started 40 games over 3 seasons against top-tier guys, Jason. Like, he started against top-tier guys in the SEC. I mean, the question is, what is he? Is he a left tackle? Man, is he or is he Mekhi Becton, right? Like, that's the part you got to worry about. But I think his attitude and stuff I think he's got his head on right. I would consider him between 16 and 25. We traded back. He's somebody I would consider. He's a mountain of a man. And he's an Alabama kid, man. Those guys usually have their head on straight.
I would say that, again, for the Dolphins, he might not be a plug-and-play immediate situational fit. I think there could be other guards at that area, and I'm teasing a guy here. I'm sure people know who we're going to talk about, but there is a pure left or right guard who could be an extremely good pass protector and protect Malik Willis. So I'm nothing against Caden Proctor as a prospect, but to marry him with the Dolphins, I don't necessarily know if that's the right move.
Agreed. But he's an interesting option if you pick up another pick and have you can get an additional player. I think he's played a lot, again, the SEC competition. I think he can move inside. And in a pinch, he could play left tackle for you. Like, he could. So I see some people say, like, why not put him at right tackle? Right? I think you got to be careful with all this dancing around. But, a guy who started 40 games in the SEC, he's smart too. He could change the identity of your team up front demeanor real quick. So I'd consider him. I don't know if he's the exact scheme fit, but I think he's a good enough athlete. He ran 5.21. Doesn't have the split like the other guys, but scheme fit more than anything would be my concern. But he's definitely intriguing. All right, Caleb Lomu. This guy we don't talk about a lot. Nobody talks about him a lot. He was Jason. He was on the other side.
Another left guy, another left tackle.
He's a left tackle, right? But again, we're going through the tackle list first. Another guy who's been on the other side this year of Fanu. He moved Fanu to the right side. They put Lomo on the left side. Lomo, excuse me. Again, kind of similar. Twitchy, great feet, good technician, but needs to add weight. He's good in zone blocking. He would actually fit. If you can live in a world to have him at right tackle, he can move in space. He could be, and he could start pretty quick for you. He's interesting if you're in that 20 to 30 range. That really good athlete. He's a little under the radar.
Sure, but again, situationally, other teams might look at him as a left guard and value that more. The Dolphins wouldn't have him at left guard because of Paul. Correct. So, as a prospect, good player, like him. For the Dolphins, maybe not.
We're just going to give you the top guys at each, so we're going through them. Yeah, all right. Let's quickly move on. I'll let you go.
This is my guy. This is my guy that I absolutely have loved since 2025. Like, when I say that, prior to the whole season, when the Dolphins were still playing football and it was still time to kind of wait on mock drafts, forget that. We were mock drafting in December. We love this stuff. He was initially a guy that I was targeting in the 3rd. Then he had a phenomenal Senior Bowl. He had a terrific combine. This guy is a potential late first-round pick, another multi-sport guy, but if you look at the sports that he does play, he initially played soccer. He moved to basketball. Didn't play much football until about 5 years ago. But his footwork, his coachability, his athleticism, his football mind with only being a 5-year player, he was wowing coaches and scouts at the combine. I mean, you heard the announcers, you heard everyone talking about him. This kid is a gem. Absolutely 99. And I know you know your draft stuff, 99.
Oh, 99.
Great coverage on Twitter.
Yeah,
Keep it going. You have a lot more work to do until April.
Yeah.
Keep it coming, my dude.
We
might have to bring you on up here. We might have to promote you up into the board. But I'll tell you what, if the Dolphins, let me throw a hypothetical out. You know, we're going to do hypotheticals. If the Texans offer a lot of picks for that number 11, Dolphins move back to 28. 30. This is the guy.
You know what I want?
This is the guy.
I want 28. I want 39.
50-something.
And you can't eat it. I want 69.
But my point is this. I think that he is going to be a late first-round pick. And if the Dolphins address another position and he's around at 43, don't wait a nanosecond. Run the damn ticket up because this guy is only going to get better.
What are you going to do on the draft live stream if they draft him, Jason? What are you going to do?
I mean, I might forget flipping tables. I'm going to dance on a table. I'm going to have a little table in the back here just for a Max Ihanachour dance should we get him at number 43.
So you said it all. Lateral mobility, foot speed, only playing little raw technique because he only played 5 years, but you saw what he did at the combine against bigger competition. I say this, and I'll end on Ihanachour on this. You want to believe in him and dream on him, put on the Texas Tech tape versus David Bailey and Romelio Heights.
Yep.
David Bailey's going to be a top 5 pick. Romelio Heights going to be a top 75 pick.
Yep.
Do that, and that's it. Love it.
I mean, look, also put on his couple of series at the Senior Bowl. If you didn't watch the Senior Bowl, he was getting out in space and not just.
I was big for him, Jason.
He was pancaking. I was literally. I said to myself, I said to George, all right, I am videoing every one of his plays, and I was tweeting them because I just knew that this kid was going to dominate. That's what he did, and I mentioned Armand Membo earlier in the show. Look, he's not a top 10 pick, but his ascension, his upward trajectory from early in the scouting process through the Senior Bowl, through the combine is extremely close to what Membo did. Membo was a 90th overall pick, 70th overall pick, 50th, 30th, 20th, 7th. Ihanachour is doing the same graph.
Let's move on to Blake Miller. All right, I'll go quickly on Blake here. Blake's a guy, honestly, Jason, this is a Dolphin type need and player if you are looking to trade back in the same range as Ihanachour, right? And Blake Miller. Blake is a guy, unbelievable kind of durability, Iron Man type player. Smart. 52 starts at right tackle. 2 starts at left tackle. And I put position versatility because those 2 starts at left tackle, he was really good. But full-time right tackle, day one, pencil him in, right tackle for the Miami Dolphins. Do what you want with Oxen Jackson. You get a day one starter, a playoff team. Houston Texans at 28 screams Blake Miller, right? A playoff team. You trade back, this guy is a fit what they need. Tough, durable, good athlete, tested well. Really smart. I just like him a lot. For what you need, high floor guy. It's not going to be the sexiest pick, Jason.
No, but he's a need at right tackle. He's a pure right tackle. He can play well in the run game. That's fine. You love the size. Love the size and good athletic ability to mix with the size.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We're moving to the guards. All right, let's go. Go ahead, Sonny.
This is what I'm talking about. If the Dolphins can trade back a couple of picks, look, if they end up picking Vega Ioane at 11, great player, fantastic pick. Could they gamble a little bit, move into the 16th, 17th, 18th world, and still get him and get another player? Holy hell, will this work? Because he is the guy that will make sure from an inside standpoint that Willis is protected, that any quarterback is protected. Get a little bit better in the run game, not a detriment, but he is a phenomenal pass protector. And George, you asked, how are we going to help Malik succeed? Protect him, number one, and find the man some weapons. He is a top 2 or 3 player in my mind that if the Dolphins can get A++ round one. If they trade back and get him, build Sullivan the foundation for a statue right away.
Yeah.
He's the guy that I would love on a trade back.
Yeah.
Absolutely would accept it.
The problem is he looks like he's moving up, and the trade back can't be too far. He's a massive strength. Like, what I love is, and I know people are worried about the Jonah stuff, and this guy's Jonah was a second-round pick for a reason. There was flags there. We liked him, but this guy is, you watch his first step, and the way he latches on defenders, he displaces guys. And, you know, the main question is, what's the athletic ceiling? But it's good enough. What's the lateral? I think it's good enough. I think that's what, you know, made people kind of a little worry on him, but massive, massive frame, hand grip, it's as strong as it gets, can play either guard spot, arm length 32 and 3/4. That's a guard. This is a guard only. This is a starting guard. This is a guy who changes the demeanor of kind of your offensive line. You know, he takes over a left guard right away. Good athlete, not elite is the question, but his tape speaks for itself. At 11, it's a pick more and more and more and more that I'm buying into, right? If that kind of follow me.
I mean, look, this is a cold weather type player, battle tested guy, going into New England, going into Buffalo, going into New York. They go to Green Bay. You know, who knows if that's going to be a late season game. This is the nasty, weatherproof kind of guy that you want to protect your quarterback and to be, you know, one of the centerpieces or anchors for your 5-man offensive line for 5 years.
All right, let's quickly go through these so we can get through
at least 5 years.
Pregnon, real quick, I'm going to go on him, then you can finish. This is an older prospect, day one, ready to go. High floor guy from Wyoming to USC to Oregon, three schools, 51 games, 3,100 snaps. What I like about him is the 35-inch vertical. It's one thing, but Jonah taught me is look at vertical, look at lower body explosion. Jonah ran fast, but only did 29 or 27-inch vert and broad jump under 9. This kid's lower body explosion is something that really, really, and somebody mentioned Robert Hunt in the chat. This guy, older prospect like Rob Hunt was, physically gifted, brute strength, classic interior modeling. This guy reminds me a lot of Rob Hunt. At 43, you want somebody day one to start at guard? There's your man right there out of Oregon, Sarni.
Absolutely. He was another guy early in the process, I mocked at, knowing that he could be a fantastic interior. You know, I think I think he was one of the only, or if not the only, offensive lineman in college to have over an 85 grade in both pass blocking and run blocking.
You might be right.
You know, so, absolutely a guy that you should target later in the first, early in the second if he's there. The Dolphins trade back into the 20s, and this is the pick. Would be a really good move if he lands to 43. Don't think that he gets there, maybe in like the 25 to 35 ballpark, but get a little bit more, coachability in him. He's got a little rawness to him, but
he's an older guy. He's ready to go. To me, he's got the NFL strength and the mentality to finish right now. He reminds me a lot of Rob Hunt in there, Sarni, like ready to go right now. Older guy, been around 3 schools, 35
traveled. Yep.
Yeah.
USC
or lower body explosion. I like a lot. It's one thing that I learned, honestly, is that you learn as you go. You never can stop learning. Pregnon would be my guard too. Pregnon would be my
behind Vega.
Yep. He's 43 is an option if he gets it. Definitely. You couldn't go worse than that. You could do a lot worse than that. Trust me. All right. Here's another interesting guy. I've got another guy in that 43 range. Powerful interior kid. Short area quickness kid. Really, really a lot of natural strength. I've heard a lot of stories about him in the weight room. Strong hands. Good core strength. He's good at displacing defenders. But really in the short areas where I like him, right? That really I notice is the quickness and on screens and motions, he's really good. He gets penalized a lot, as you see in the scouting report, and the arm length, man, is why he's a guard. 31.34. Power rushers can give him trouble. It scares me a little bit when they get inside his chest, and part of that's the arm length. But great athlete. Look at the 10-yard split. Look at the 40. He's a guy, young kid too, a junior. At 43, he's right in that ballpark, Jason.
Yeah, again, 2, 3, behind Vega, this would be good fallback too. I'd be fine with him. I like his run blocking. He could be fine.
Yeah. All right. Everybody loves this kid, the mullet.
Mullet or not, great prospect.
What are your thoughts on Dunker? What do you like about him?
I like his toughness. I like his kind of nastiness. I mean, can he move well? I don't know.
I put him at guard. I know he has tackles. He's a guard.
Yeah, I put him at guard too, but can he get out to the second level? Can he really, really be quick and move out to that next level? Remains to be seen.
Yeah, he's everybody loves him because of the mullet. Put the mullet. I always say, cut a guy's hair, shave his head off. Do you still like him? Right? that should be.
It's fun. It's fun. I get it.
But as you can see, I mean, the play strength. He moves people off the attack. Excellent run blocking. He's ahead of the pass blocking. Arm length. He measured 33.5. Is borderline tackle, but I like him inside. It's a little stiff for me for tackle. He lacks some flexibility. Ran 5.01, a pretty good athlete. I agree with 99. He needs some refinement, but he's nasty. He looks like a Green Bay Packer.
Right. And he's to answer Robert, good enough anchor. Good enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he's got good enough play strength. The anchor's not an issue. It's more the hand timing in pass pro will be an issue because it's all about it's about the strength, but it's also about your ability where you place your hands. Are you first? Are your hands outside? Are they placed right? Or you have to have unbelievable strength like in length, like Pat Paul, who sometimes struggles with that, but is so strong and long that he gets away with it. I don't see Dunker as that player. He's got to be better with his hand timing, but nasty. He's a guy. He'd be a leader on your offensive line. He's round 2, round 3. Let's say he's there at 75 for some reason. I'm okay with it. 43 is a little rich for me. If you do a trade back, pick up 59 or something like that. Sweet spot. Is that a ball? Is that a ball joke? No. I'm just saying, every player you like, sometimes the hair or the style gets in the way. Imagine them with no hair. Imagine them with, no tattoos, for example. It's all psychological. Do you still like the player? It's a weird thing, but in the scouting world, they tell you to do that. It's like, don't helmet scout. I did that for a while with USC wide receivers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard not to do. All right. But we like Jenker. He's a fine pick. And round 2, round 3. Kalen Rutledge, Shawnee. This is another guy.
Go for it.
Same kind of tier. Yeah, Rutledge, same kind of tier. Good at the Senior Bowl. Shot putter, Jason, basketball player. He got in a serious car accident. Then went to play 26 games after that. He's tough. He's physical, Sarney. Plays with strong. You talk about anchor. He does play with a strong anchor. He's heavy-handed. Brings a lot of versatility along the interior. He played some center during the Senior Bowl. He got some reps there, so that's a plus. So the issues are the footwork and the kind of consistency in the pass pro, but his feet get a little choppy, his hands get wide, but nasty player, competitive
finisher.
After the whistle, you see he's one of those guys after the whistle that keeps going.
Correct.
That's what I like about him. I'd be totally fine with him somewhere around 3. That's where the sweet spot is for him. I mean, again, same kind of tier as Dunker. Teams might have one rated over the other, but I'm a big fan of Rutledge for his demeanor mostly. And again, he tested well. 5'05", 33.5-inch arms, plenty good for a guard. Like him a lot.
Yeah, obviously that injury is major concern. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't want to call it major concern. It's a factor.
It's a factor.
It's a factor. But tough as nails, and I said before, finisher. He finishes, and George, like you said in this straight, he's going to put a guy on his ass and make sure he's not going to let him get up.
RAS score 9.62.
Yeah.
Short shuttle, 20-yard short shuttle, which Packers athletic threshold we talked about. Fastest among all offensive
This is a Packer guy. This
4.54.
Packer guy.
Next gen stats was number 1 athletically among all guards of the combine. Keep an eye on him. He's one to keep an eye on. I believe our last guy here, one of my favorites.
Your boy.
Yeah, he's been rising. Unfortunately, he played left guard and defensive tackle in high school. Redshirted at the University of Florida in 22. Transferred to Kentucky. The run blocking is ahead of the pass blocking, Sarney. Round 3, round 4. In our mock drafts, I try to get him later. elite physical traits, 34 and 3/4-inch arms. Look at the athleticism on the bottom of the screen. Massive hands, violent finisher, but he's raw. The technique is raw. The timing's still not there. You know, he kind of whiffs a little bit, and sometimes the lateral agility is not as good you think with the overall athleticism and his ability on the second level, but primarily played at right guard. But displayed potential at right tackle. So what are we looking at here? During the Senior Bowl, 34-inch arms. Look at the athleticism. Plays right tackle, but primarily a right guard. Does that sound like a team that needs a right tackle and a right guard? He's a tone-setting interior blocker. Heavy-handed with great size and length, man. He's moving up. He might be as high as a late second, third rounder. But
yeah.
We could put him at right tackle and give him a shot. But if not, no problem. We got 1,637 career snaps at right guard to play with.
A couple of weeks ago, he could have been a day 3, but now I think he's a day 2.
Funny. He's got the profile of offensive tackle. 34-inch arms, 4'9", you know.
Absolutely.
175 split. By the way, Monroe Fielding's split of 171 was incredible. You know what I mean? That's what you want to look at offensive linemen. So these are the top guys, not all of them. Real quick, let's bring up, you know, the best of the rest quickly. I think the big point of this group is, if we decide we don't want to re-sign Brewer, you know, Brewer's that athletic, smaller guy. There's a couple guys. This draft at center's low key, really deep. I just said low key, like the kids say, but deep. Brasfield, the kid out of Alabama, love his game. You know, unbelievable athlete. I think he run 4.85 or something at Alabama. Logan Jones, another great athlete. They're smaller. I mean, Jason, if they want to move off Brewer in a year, or even some crazy idea they trade him, there's a bunch of Aaron Brewer-ish centers in this draft.
Well, sure, but I feel like the Packers like a little bit of a bigger center. You know, Brewer's small, but I'll tell you the truth, I'd like a Jake Slaughter. You know, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the draft. I would think that guard and tackle are a little bit more of a priority right now. But a guy I like on this list for day 3 potentially is Isaiah World out of Oregon. He's tremendous.
The injury.
Sure. But I definitely like an Isaiah World a little bit late. You get those 6 picks under your belt, and then or 5 picks under your belt, maybe your 6th or 7th selection, you go with World. Not bad at all.
Yeah. And Turnin's going to be a guy who goes early. Bo Stevens. I know our guy, Curtis. I was on his program. Check out Ace Per Head. I was on his show. He liked him better than Dunker. And I had to go look at Bo. Bo's nasty. Like he's another guy to keep an eye on that round 3. Cage Casey, underrated, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, somewhere around there. Drew Shelton. So good group. Good group. But I think we talked about the roster and the Willis situation, the prospects. Let's put it all together now, Sonny. Let's have some fun. Let's run the full Dolphins mock draft. Let's do it in the war room, baby.
Let's go. Everyone's in the war room right now.
Everybody's in the war room. Let's pull it up. Let me pull up the. Pardon me if something goes wrong. These draft sites sometimes can get the best of us here. Share the screen. All right. So we got everything ready to go. Jason, you got the timer ready?
8 minutes for round 1. Ready to roll. So
all right, everybody make sure your thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We're giving away Finn's Faithful hats. We're giving away draft caps. Let's step in. Let's do the mock draft. Let's get into the war room. All right. You ready to go, Sonny?
All right. When you click start, we'll press
not
play.
This start.
Not
this start. Hold on. This start here. This is when I click this start, you start the clock, all right?
Okay.
Or no. When we're on
when we see it.
Yeah, when it stops.
The second apart.
All right, here we go.
Tables are ready. Yes.
Ty Simpson, 2 overall. Ooh.
We are on the clock.
We're on the clock. Let's look at our options here, Jason.
Okay.
So we have Styles, Mawioga, Fanu on the board, and Delane. This is the Penn State guard. This is an ideal situation.
This is very ideal.
Yeah,
this
very
is extremely ideal.
Let's take a look at the trade chart. All right, so we got a couple trades on the board here. The best one, we get 19 and 37 for 11. Not bad. Not bad. It's going to take us out of Oweani, the guard out of Penn State. It'll put us in that Caden Proctor range or the other offensive lineman. That's the best deal I see here, correct? Now, here's the question. At the moment. Chat, what are you thinking here? I like that trade for 19 and 37.
I actually, what I want to do is I want to go back to the trades.
Okay.
And take a look. Go back to the trades and take a look.
Sorry,
there's
a
little bit of a cheat code in this stick to the model.
I don't know if we're going to get better than this, Sonny.
Remember that Giant trade, and now X out of the Detroit and the San Francisco. X out of those. And now close it. Let's see the trades again. Close out on the Giants, and then we might see a fresh.
That's a good one.
We could always come back to it. And we have some time on the clock. We're doing good. We got 6.5 minutes. See if there's anything else. Okay. Now here's Pittsburgh. Now, why Pittsburgh is interesting to me, it's not as good as the Giant deal, but I think Pittsburgh is a team that we could counter and maybe get another pick for later because they might want to move up and get a very premium position for them. I would try to get another pick out of them. Go down to Pittsburgh. Go down. No, that's too much. I would try to get another.
I would take the Giants deal though.
Let's see if we can get another pick out of Pittsburgh real quick. No. Keep it where you want.
You're going to get a fourth, maybe.
That's fine. But if we can get multiple picks, net 2.
No, you're going to get them.
All right.
Let's try that. Let's first ask this question.
5 minutes, 40 seconds left.
All right, we're fine. Chat, what are they thinking?
I saw, a Styles. I saw a Maui. Now, here's the thing with the realism of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Styles is going to be gone. So I'm not saying he's not a guy that I would flip over if he was realistically there, but he's going to be gone.
We might be left with – here's the problem. It's a great deal, but we might be left with none of the – I don't think I want to move back to 19. Let's give – you know what?
Go look again.
Let's give the Jets up a call here. I'm going to call New York, see how they're doing. We just did business with Mika Fitzpatrick.
Sure.
Let's call it the Jets.
All right.
Are you okay with that, Sonny?
I'll deal with it. Let's see what we can do here.
We just talked business with Fitzpatrick because I still want to get one of these linemen.
4 minutes, 50 seconds.
All right, we got our backup plan. We're going with one of the offensive linemen or Styles. Where's the Jets at? Jets. Why can't I see the Jets? Oh, there they are. All right. So the Jets, I want 16. I want 44. 411. Will you do that? Let's see.
They're going to likely reject it.
They rejected it. All right. So let's move down. Let's keep going. You want to call Detroit?
Call Detroit.
Call Detroit.
We got 4 minutes to go.
All right. We got time. 17 and 50. I'll give you 11. Rejected. So let's see if the Giants will. Let's see if we lost that Giants trade or they'll take it.
X out on both those again. And see one more round, and then we'll go back to the Giants. We're doing all right with time. Minnesota. Now, Minnesota is a better situation too, because I actually think that if we take this Minnesota deal, we're going to end.
I don't mind going back one spot and just getting 92. You know what I mean?
I think we can do the Minnesota deal, knowing that 49 pick is yet another player in the top 50, and I am nearly guaranteeing that we will have Vega available.
Let's see if we can get 19 and 37. I'm just curious, and then we'll fall back on
3 minutes.
Who was 19? What was the deal that we?
It was the Giants.
Giants.
I don't think they're going to give any more than that.
I don't even know if they'll.
Yeah, they're off.
No, they won't. They said,
they hung up.
They hung up on it.
I think we take the Minnesota deal.
Because 18, we might be able to get Proctor if we, or at 18.
Because you know what? If those top 4 or 5 players go, there's still a cornerback. There's still.
You want to take the Minnesota deal?
I think we take the Minnesota deal, and I think we're going to end up with Vega.
All right. I don't know if we'll end up with Vega, but quickly.
I'm confident we're going to end up with Vega.
What is chat saying?
They like the Dallas trade.
They like the Dallas trade. I'm not. You're overthinking.
Hold on. You know what? I'll tell you what.
Let's go back
to Dallas trade to make sure.
Yeah,
Dallas is probably going to go with the cornerback.
Let's get our lineman. Let's do Dallas. Okay. Let's pick up 92.
Pick up 92.
I like that.
That's fine.
It's a fair trade.
Just accept it.
I didn't was comfortable moving back.
All right, Brett White, Scotty Joe, they're the Stephen Ross in the room like this right now. All right.
So they took Sonny Styles.
They took Sonny Styles. So you know what? That's okay. So do you want? Oh, do we move back again? The
24 and 39.
That Jet deal. To move back twice is to basically say, all right, now I got to start this again. We're back to an 8-minute clock.
You want to go 24 and 39?
That's too far down.
I think we get our guy. I think we get our lineman here.
I think we get our lineman too.
Yeah, I think we get our lineman here.
Now,
which lineman is the question?
This is very interesting.
Great show for our topic that we just did offensive lineman. I'm curious to see what the chat has to say about. They'll do the Dallas trade again.
I mean, you're looking at 2 right tackles where you already have Austin Jackson, but you have a massive hole at right guard. So what do you do? Do you take Fano, move him to right guard, or do you have Maui Goa, make him your right tackle, and then maybe
Fano's a right tackle as well.
Right, but I'm saying Fano can play guard. Maybe there's the toy of that idea. Maui Goa is the tackle.
I think I'm gonna. You might hate me on this. I mean, look, Vega's also an option here.
I'm saying Vega would be phenomenal, and I think that if you're looking for a can't miss, no brainer where there's no question. And again, I did say earlier,
I'm calling up the Rams. Let's see if we can eke out. I'm okay with Vega, Moago, or Fanu. I'm going to call up the Rams and see if we can get a 4th-round pick to move back one spot.
Go ahead.
Let me call up
6 minutes.
Let me call up Les Snead here.
Call up Les.
Let's see what Les has to say. Les, give us 13, and oh boy, he has nothing.
He's got nothing. He's not going to do that. He's not going to give a 3rd for that.
Let's see.
No.
Oh, we might be able to get this.
Throw back a 7. Throw back that.
We might be able to get this deal done. Hold on.
But see, the thing is, on the realistic side of things, let's just go. We want to be real here.
No, we're going back one spot. You can give a 3rd round.
But we already went back another spot to trade twice and to pass on. Now we go with twice. That's a little.
Yeah, let's look at our options. Let's look at our options.
Okay, we got 540.
Yeah. Okay. And we want 3, and we'll give you.
Nah.
We'll give you a 7. You don't. Nah, okay. We're sticking and picking.
They're not going to do it.
We're sticking and picking. All right. Here's the question. We're in the war room here. We got the corner. We got the 2 linemen. We're building Malik Willis in this draft. I think we get the offensive line secured. I go Spencer Fanu at right tackle. That's my pick. I can live with the other 2. Sarni convinced me on the other 2.
I'm very intrigued with taking Vega Ioane, and here's why I'm going to say this. I don't think that these 2 linemen are going to be available here, much like I thought that Sonny Styles won't be available at the 11th in real life. So
here's the thing. We
got 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
This is what teams do. They take it down to the clock. Let's discuss this.
Yeah.
A lot of people say Francis or Vega.
I want this draft to be.
Here's what I would do. I would go Fanu or Vega, actually. Either of those 2 guys.
I am going to say that Vega is the pick, and I'll tell you why. Because I have less questions about his ability to be a potential Pro Bowler, maybe All-Pro. I have no questions. I have no concern with Vega right now at the moment.
So here's where I'm at, right? Here's where I'm at because I see the chat. Here's where I'm at. Malaga or whatever you want to call him, right tackle, right guard. I'm not 100% sure where his best spot is. So I know everybody, and that concerns me a little bit. Fanu, I'm pretty sure at right tackle. an elite pass pro at right tackle. I'm pretty sure right now day one. And I'm pretty sure Vega at right guard day one. So that's why I'm down to those two, because I'm pretty sure that those guys can play right away in that spot. I know. Vega, I'm not sure if he's a right. Francis, I'm not sure if he's a right tackle or right guard. I would start him at right tackle. But people are saying Maui.
Now here's something interesting. We can get a potential right tackle in the next round if you want to double up 1-2 with the line, which is a possibility. I'm just saying. But I like Vega here. Do me a favor, George. Just indulge me we have 3 minutes left. Go to the trade, X out on everything that's there, and try to refresh it one more time. See if we have any last second.
I'm gonna call up Baltimore.
Don't do any outbound calls just yet. X out on everything.
Oh boy, it's going a little slow. Where is
You're good. We have time. We have 3 minutes, and then click on the trade again.
17-50. Not bad.
I'm telling you right now, Vega's still going to be available, but it's a little bit of a risk.
Boy, that's not bad.
I would take that trade, and I'm going to pick Vega.
Or Proctor.
I don't like
or
Proctor.
Monroe Freeling. I'll put him on right tackle.
I don't like that.
I don't think Vega's going to be there.
We have 2 minutes. All right, then let's pick Vega now. I think Vega's the pick. There is a no-brainer, a no-worry situation.
You know what? I want to get big. I want to get nasty.
I want to go into the cold, and I want to absolutely dominate. And I know
it's crazy to pass up these two guys up top.
But I think they're going to be gone. In real life, I think they're going to be gone.
Sorry, I think there's a shot. At least one of them is going to be there. I do. I don't know if the league. I don't know if
both
the league
of them. No way.
I don't know if the league is as high on Francis as as the media. Right? I don't know that.
1 minute 50 seconds. You want to see one more round of trades? Just detect that one. We got 1 minute 30 seconds. Do see if there's one more round of trade, real quick, real quick, before the clock runs out. Real quick.
What's time on the clock?
We got 1:20 right now. Real quick, just refresh the trade, real quick. X out on the Detroit.
It's going a little wonky again.
You're all right. You'll get there. X out on Detroit. Refresh it. We got a minute. Click on it. Tampa Bay. Take the Tampa Bay trade. I am guaranteeing you Vega will be there. I'm guaranteeing you.
So 12, 17, 50. Only 3 spots?
It's fine.
77? I'm in. Done.
Do it up. Run the tickets up.
There. Oh, 1, 2, 3. All right. This. All right, guys. The 3
There's
options
no
are there.
chance that
15. Vega Inoa. We're setting the tone, lining up. First off the bus, Vega. Put him in at guard. Day 1. These 2 guys are tackles. I love them. They probably won't be there at 15.
No way. Vega at 15. This is a home run.
Yeah. All right. So no, Brett says we didn't want to move back to 17 because the guy we wanted might not be there. Brett. All right. Let's not overthink it anymore.
Picked up another pick, and we made sure that we're getting the guy that we wanted.
Okay.
So just take him. A minute into the clock. Got to take him now.
I know. I'm trying. It's doing some weird thing every time I try to do it, man. Okay,
don't click the start button again.
I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Give me the last few times we've had someone. This is what we need.
Make sure you're picking the right guy.
Oh, we'll see.
It's getting a little. Don't click that start button.
It's frozen on me. Oh my gosh! You got to be kidding me, man.
You're all right.
I'm gonna refresh it. It'll still stick to the same.
I don't know if it refreshes. It might. Uh-oh. Oh, God.
Here we go again. This second one in a row. Unbelievable, man.
It's all right.
Unbelievable.
It's all right.
All right, sorry guys. All that. Let's do it again.
Let's try to replicate. Just
all right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Ty Simpson was drafted second. Hey.
Yeah, it's crazy. We apologize. I don't know what's going on with this. The website hates the trade yet.
All right, let's see what the trade is.
We apologize. Let's go to the trades. We're gonna go quick now. 14 and 115. What did we do last time? We went 12, similar, right? We went down 12 to.
We moved down with Dallas. We just moved down with Dallas once.
So you want to move?
So I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's move one time here with Baltimore and just draft Vega.
Yeah.
All right. Accept the trade.
Ooh.
Wow. How about that? Now that's a fucking curveball. Jesus.
That's not what we wanted to happen, fellas.
Wow.
That was not a good. That's why we should have took. Everybody complained about us taking Vega. He went before those other guys.
Unbelievable. It's almost like this engine is reading us right now.
They're like, what are you doing, man?
All right.
No,
well, you know what?
Going back. You know, there's
Start it over.
Yeah.
I'm upset because you know what? The fact that they have Ty Simpson number 2, no chance. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's not fair though.
No. Oh my God.
Sonny, don't tell me that just happened.
Yeah, it did. we ran out of our allotment.
We're going to a
George, sign in on mine. I'm going to throw you my password on the private chat. Everyone, bear with us.
Yeah, bear with us, man.
Bear with us. Technical difficulties, George. I'm going to tweet you.
Yeah.
Direct
I'm going to take it off the screen share here for a second.
Yeah.
Put us back on, and you can get the people caught.
We appreciate you guys for bearing with us. We're going to start this thing over. We're going to start this thing over. And no matter what, George, this is my email. Plug that in. And then the password. All right, so plug that in.
Hold on, I might be able to get it on my.
Yeah, you know, Stick to the Model is a great site for the realism of, I think, how the board falls from a player standpoint.
All right, I got it on my other, Sonny.
All right, good. There are a lot of kinks in this thing here.
Yeah.
Right?
We can't help it. We apologize.
All right. So now let's try it again.
Oh, no.
Power outage. All right. Thank you again for everybody bearing with us.
Power outage. We'll get it done. We'll get her done.
Hey, of all the mocks that we've done, you know.
Did you DM me it? Did you DM me it? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Somewhere Chris Greer is laughing right now.
All the stuff we talked about Greer, we're paying for it now.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Email. Okay.
So this was bound to happen one of these drafts, you know, but there was a little wonkiness. We can't really do anything about that, fellas and ladies.
All right, we're ready to go.
All right, let's do it up again.
I think. Oh no,
we do. I mean, Brett, I agree with you. It's very, very odd.
Sorry, did you use all yours too
today?
Yeah.
I must have taken some time at work.
Oh shit!
It's not letting you go in.
No, we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to do something else here.
Do another email address. Get something.
Yeah. Talk to the folks, Sonny, while I'm here on duty here.
Well, in the trade back topic, Sullivan did reference that there is a very plausible chance that they do entertain trading back to get more picks, and the fact that they signed 8 one-year players, you know, that indicates of how important this draft is. And I think it actually increases the chance that they do entertain a trade back or two.
All right, we're up and running.
We are back. We are back.
We should be back. You ready to
All
go?
right. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's
All
run
right.
through this another.
Let me get my timer back.
We back, baby. We back. Sorry, guys.
Nothing happened. We're back.
Nothing happened. All right.
Remember, most of this show is for informative, but also entertainment purposes.
Yes.
So we're doing our entertainment.
Trust me, we didn't want this to happen. All right, here we go.
All right,
Let's
go
start.
for it. Ha!
All right, we're on the clock.
All right, we're on the clock.
So Vegas
Click.
did.
They're all there.
92. We're taking
Take the Dallas trade. That's
And
it. That's it. We're back to where
We're
we
taking
started.
Vega.
My guy Keldrick Falk went.
We're
and
taking
we're
Vegas.
taking Vega. Just take Vega, and now we're back.
All right, we're off.
All right, we're
off.
back. All right.
We did it.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I
Woo.
promise we're gonna get these Kings figured out. We're gonna do something else or another one because I don't
Max
know what's going on.
Henshaw goes to the Niners at 27.
Yeah.
How about that? Chris Johnson goes to the Packers at 34. How about that? Okay.
All right, so we're
All
on the
right.
clock.
All right.
40 futures, no futures, no futures,
No futures,
all
no futures, no futures. Don't
All
like
futures.
it. X out on all of them.
49 and 8. 49
That
82.
Minnesota trade is not bad.
Let's
Now,
look at that.
if we go back, let's look at the
All
board.
right, we're on the board. So we'll look at all first. Anthony Hill, linebacker, Pons, Brazel, Zion Young, man, Branch, Bernard, Basantis, but we already got our inside guard. Abney, Golday, Bell, Rodriguez. All right, let's go positional at tackle. What is left? Boy, the tackles really thin.
Tackles.
So let's look at the wide receivers. Brazel, Branch, Bernard, Malachi Fields, Ted Hurst. We could probably get later on. Corners, Pons, Abney. Boy, I don't like how the board looks for us here. I might take that deal. Sonya.
Show the deal again. I mean, you're moving
Here's the
back.
other thing. I mean, my pick would probably be Zion Young.
I would take Zion Young here. I don't want to mess with the fact that they need an edge. You already went with one trench. You need the opposite
Let's go
trench. I would go with Zion Young and not look back.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's go Zion Young.
Yeah.
Even though I like that trade, we can trade back.
I like that trade too. But
well, they don't like our
all right. You know what?
I'm
No
okay with
worries. I'm okay with it.
All right, let's see what's on the board falling here. All right, we took the
Now,
edge.
if you want a nice size cornerback, Julian Neal. Julian Neal's got the check marks for the size.
I might like more a little bit over Neal.
Not bad. Okay, I
Yeah,
understand. You might be able to wait on more. Let's
look
see
at the
about
wide
wide receivers.
Ooh.
Oh, and he's
Ted Hurst is interesting.
sure. What about safety?
Safeties. They have Stooks as a safety? Man, I might like Stooks at corner here. You know? Kai Whitley, linebacker. What is that linebacker? No.
I don't like any linebackers here right
Tight
now.
ends.
I think it's a little.
Let me see
Go to the
trade.
tight end. Go to the tight end. No. Go to the tight ends.
Triggs, but I'm not taking Triggs this high.
Nah, too high.
Running back, Mike Washington Jr. is interesting. Quarterback, no. Tackles. I mean, you got Turnin. I mean, I like him, don't love him. What are your thoughts on Turnin at tackle if you really want to protect here Malik? That might be a little bit high for me on him, but he might go around here. David Turnin. Just
Go to everybody, see the whole lot that's available.
give me 1 second. I'm looking at my notes here on this kid.
We got like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I might go. What do you want to see, Jason? Sorry?
The whole lot of availability.
Yeah, just the whole lot.
I like Julian
I'm actually
Neal.
down between these two guys, actually. The corner and the offensive lineman.
I think that you got to go corner. I like Julian Neal, tell you the truth. like Julian.
I'd rather go Stooks with the speed. I think he fits more of the athletic profile. What is chat saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, they both got that 6'1" in them. You know, Stooks has probably a little bit more flexibility. Yeah, you know what? Go Stooks.
Stooks, or people saying double up on edge. What about the tackle?
I mean, look, I'll tell you what. You lose Kader Kohu.
This is the last tackle, though.
Not the last tackle.
Not the
last tackle. We can find someone a little bit later.
But I'm saying last. There's a big drop off to me from these two guys. All right, let's look at what if we get Turner.
You need a cornerback. You need a cornerback.
Wait. Can I get? We picked 87. Can I get somebody? One of these guys, a Dalen Everett, a Tacario Davis.
Maybe. But remember, there's still a need at wide receiver.
Man, I want to show up 6'8" to 323. 323.
You're right.
Bunch of starts, man. Not the best. He's not the best athlete, right? Like I've ever seen, but boy, what was his combine numbers? Let's see. Here's what I do like about him.
We got like 3 minutes.
35.5-inch vertical, man. He didn't run, but
I don't think this is an immediate starter potential. I don't think he's an immediate starter, and I think you go one of the cornerbacks right now, or Stooks because he can play that nickel. You lose Kader Kohu.
He's a guard swing tackle probably to turn in.
I don't think we go turning right now.
All right,
I think we have to address the secondary. I definitely think we have to address the secondary, and I think if you want to find your replacement for a slot corner,
I'm just saying
Stooks is your guy.
Fall off is pretty steep. Let me look at the safeties.
You know what? Go Stooks, and then we can maybe double up in the secondary a couple of picks later.
I'm going to go Stooks. I'm going to go Stooks.
Go Stooks.
I agree. Gosh, that tackle's tough. But again, I don't know if he's a guard or a tackle, so we'll go Stooks.
Okay.
That's my concern with him. But he's kind of like that. I wouldn't bet against him. Ooh, Mike Washington Jr. All right, so
I would go either Moore or Hurst here. I would have no problem.
I think I'm going wide receiver here.
Then get your boy Hurst. No, remember the Dolphins have another pick and 2 picks.
Yeah, I'm not chancing.
2 picks in the next 4.
I'm not.
I would take Moore and then Hurst. Hurst will be available. I would take Moore and Hurst. Hurst will be available.
I don't know. You would take Moore over Wheatley?
I would take. Well, you already.
I'm telling you, Stooks is a corner.
Well, he's a slot corner. He's a nickel corner.
Yeah, but he can play on the outside too. He's so versatile.
I think he plays nickel. I mean, look.
We got time.
I also love Dante Trader Jr. So I'm thinking Stooks is your slot guy. Trader Jr. is either your deep, your strong safety kind of player. I would take.
I can't risk that Hurst, man. I have to. We're building around Willis. Let's go Hurst.
Take Hurst. Take Hurst.
We got a 6'4" stud at wide receiver.
At 87, so I like that.
All right, so
and now what are we at? Like 5 minutes per pick now?
Right there.
Devin Moore was taken. How about that?
Right, that's fine. How
about that? All right.
But I know I didn't want to risk losing out. I think we got Stu. We just got Stu. We want to get our quarterback some help. We don't want to risk losing Hurst. Wheatley is honestly was harder to lose for me than Moore. I love Moore, you know that. Now let's get back into mode here. I see a couple guys tight end. We got Trigg. I know you like him.
Let's just look at our staff so far. Let's look at what we got so far. All right, we took care of both the offensive and defensive trench. Got a safety, got a corner. I'm sorry, got a safety, got a wide receiver. I really wish Moore wasn't taken.
I think Stooks is a corner though.
Well, nickel corner.
Yeah, but he's got the length. I mean, the injury history. He's a cornerback. I know everybody says nickel. I think he can play with his testing ability. He's competitive. I don't know. I like him.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a nickel. Let's see what's available now.
All right. Back to our team selections.
No, you don't want to exit.
Turn to team selection, right?
No, go to cancel and go to your picks. All right. Okay.
I think I have to go back.
Yeah,
right?
go, press the arrow. Press the arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's exiting the draft.
No, exit draft.
Yeah, you don't want to exit draft.
How the hell do we get
Click
back
off
to
on draft results. Click off on draft results. Go to draft results. Just click that again.
this one?
No, the bottom.
Oh, draft. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're back. All right. So let's look at what we got here. Let's look at the board. Where's Jalen Farmer at? Got to keep an eye on him.
I just saw you passing. He's lower down. He's lower in the hundreds.
Yeah, I saw him. 111. All right. So here's our board.
Further up.
What about you want to get the big tight end?
Now's a good time because it's kind of now we have that bonus pick from the trade back at 92. Yeah. So go get Trig.
Let's look at Trig. We got the running back. We got Birch, your boy.
Nah.
We got some. Boy, Jacoby Lane's still there.
Go up to the top of the board. Go up to the top of the board. No trade. Stick and pick time. Go up to the top of the board when you can. All the way up. I would go Muhammad and then Trig next. This way you have two defensive backs. One could play slot. One could play the outside.
So we have pick. What do we have after this?
We have a pick right after Buffalo. Trig will be there, and I don't care
if we let's go with Muhammad.
Go with the best cornerback available. Yeah. So now we're happily two defensive backs. Boom, boom. He's got to love it. Yeah. So I would go Malik Muhammad.
Trying to X out all these. Let's go Muhammad.
Yeah. Okay.
Now let's go get the tight end.
I mean, I tell you the truth. No, look at the tight ends because I like Justin Jolly maybe a little bit later as well.
Oh, and I love him. I
love Sam Roush.
Yeah, let's wait.
That's fine. Wait on the tight end. Other needs. Let's see who's available.
I mean, I could go. I could move down here. I'm not.
Let's see who's available.
I say we take that deal, man.
Jake Slaughter is very interesting too.
Austin Barber, the tackle. Schrock.
Or do you go Jacoby Lane and really bring more size to your receiver room?
Or we could do Bryce Lane.
Bryce Lane is still available, I'm sure. Or is this where you want to pick your guy Farmer and create competition for Jonah and maybe your inside is solidified?
You know what? We got Hurst. You want to go Hurst and Lane? That's crazy. Let's go to all. How high are you on Trig?
I don't need him right now. I don't need him. I think there's other tight ends that you can get. I mean, also, now is a decent time. You could develop that offensive line even further. Jalen Farmer. If you want to go with Farmer right now,
let's go Farmer.
Go Farmer.
Go Farmer.
He's your guy. There's conviction there. So go with Farmer. Then you pick him? Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Don't tell me this. Hold on, guys. Let me stop sharing and share it again, just in case. Stop sharing and then share it again. Let me look at it off here if it lets me take. All right, I got Farmer.
Okay, good. So we want one Farmer.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Right. Show it back up. Farmer's a good pick.
You took Farmer.
And he's rising. You know, he's rising.
Good player. Excellent player.
Okay. And now we're back at 111. Let's go to the wide receivers.
Let's go Bryce Lane.
Go Bryce Lane.
Let's go speed. This guy brings a different dimension. We're going Bryce Lane.
So now we're really checking off boxes in terms of helping Malik Willis protection-wise and target-wise. Okay. And I think next pick could be a tight end here.
I want to get Taylor Green somehow, Sarni.
I know you do. That's probably 150. That's 150. Go check on your picks just to see where we're at, just so I can. Vega, Young, Stooks, Hurst. Okay, all right.
Not a bad draft at all.
Not a bad draft. Not a bad draft. The technical aspect of the draft is a little wonky.
Yeah, we apologize. I don't know what's going on. We're honestly going to have to use a different.
We'll look at a different model next time.
We're going to have to look at a different model next time. We apologize. This is the second time this has happened.
Yeah,
kind of threw us off, but we rebounded. You got extra. You got free drafts. That first one was going to be interesting. All right.
See what tight ends are available. See what tight ends are available real quick.
Pick?
I mean, we have 2 picks left, 3 picks left.
I need my quarterback. We can trade down one. Let's see.
Then you're not getting the tight end, and the tight end is neglected.
Tight end's going to be.
We've neglected the tight end. That's
all right.
So you know what? Let's hope that they draft that they sign Njoku.
Hold on. We can't get everything. Who's that tight end?
There's no tight end left worth getting.
Cuevas is not. I like this kid. I like him a lot. He's not bad in the 7th round if we can get there. Oh, Riley.
All right.
Let's move back.
Say Dan Villari is a decent player too. He played a little quarterback. You know, he's an interesting kind of gadget player potential. No trade.
No, we need a pick to get Taylor Green.
No, you pick it right now.
Yeah, let's just take the quarterback.
Just take Taylor Green right now if you want him. If he's still there, he's not.
Like, no, he's not rated.
There he is.
25, but we're not taking any chances.
Okay, you want him? You got him.
Plus, the way this thing is going,
right? Exactly.
we gotta play. Play. Yeah, thank you, 99. Thanks to everybody in the chat, guys. I hope you're following and subscribing.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the turmoil, man. We did not expect this to happen. We apologize, but it's probably entertaining someone.
We didn't really get a true safety retiring.
Yeah, that's all right.
Let's see with these picks right now. Yeah. Let's see. We have 2 picks left. Draft a punter.
I'm gonna stop the sharing and restart it just like we did last time. So it looks like it's going a little wonky, you know.
Yeah. Well, no, it's moving. See what safeties while it's getting to our picks. See what safeties are around.
You want the fast kid? Lorenzo Styles Jr.
Hey, he's got those genes.
4.27. We can get the fastest safety in the draft.
I take Styles. I take Lorenzo Styles if he's going to be around. Watch, he'll get snapped up in about 2 picks.
You want to trade?
No.
Oh, they took
him. He's gone.
Or we can do Spears Jennings. 4.32, man.
I mean, I think we need to. Again, I love one safety that the Dolphins have on roster.
How about this?
But I think you need another one.
What about this? You like Cole?
Yeah.
Dalton Johnson. Let's see who's the best available here. Trey Moore. Wow.
You know what? I do think getting a pure safety, not just like a nickel corner or nickel safety. Yeah. I think we go with safety here.
Let me look who's available. You want Jacoby Thomas out of UM? Aggressive, versatile guy, playmaker at the University of Miami. A little bit older guy. Oh, this kid out of Iowa is pretty good, man.
No, I like Jacoby.
Safety?
Well, no, he's. I think he also is more like a slot guy too. Tell you the truth,
I'm telling you, Stooks, don't look at him as a safety. You got 2 corners. We got Muhammad and we got Stooks. One inside, one outside. We didn't get a pure safety, but we did add a couple in free agency. You can't get everything. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see. What's that running back? Is the kid out of Clemson available? No. Tight end. Oh, let's go Riley, man. H-back, fullback hybrid. Let's go Riley.
Okay.
We got 258 though. We got 238.
We got 2 wide receivers. Robert.
No, but he's Owen Heineke. Justin Jefferson, Alabama. All right.
Did we make a pick?
No, let's go.
I still think safety is probably the way to go right now.
Kobe Thomas. Let's go to Kobe Thomas.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
And then we'll go Riley. We'll go Riley if he's there.
If he's there. And this next pick is the last pick is the Jet pick that is the Chargers pick technically that we got from Minka.
Yeah.
Riley's gone. No, is he still there? He's still there.
Yeah.
When in doubt, draft Texas Tech.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. It looks like we're gonna get him.
If we get there, I'm gonna contact these guys. Stick to the model because I'm gonna say, man, it's not working on my share live here. Man. You're messing with my fans, man. You're messing with our guys.
Well, so take Riley and then see what our haul was.
It lets me.
Uh-oh.
We took him, but
we took him. All right, close. See what our final was. And
got a B plus. All right, so let's go over our draft.
Okay.
We took the big kid out of Penn State to start. First of all, we picked up an extra pick in 92. Went from 11 to 12. We picked up 92. We picked up Vega. Zion Young.
And the funny thing is that led to doubling up on the offensive line.
Wait, sorry, this draft's excellent. Zion Young, Vega, Traden Stooks at 4.33 at 6'1". Ted Hurst. The free.
I like the receiver.
Muhammad.
I like the receivers.
Bryce Lane. Taylon Green.
This wasn't bad.
This is a
wasn't
good draft.
bad at all. This was a good draft.
You guys got 3 drafts in one. You should be happy it froze because we gave you 3. Again, really good. You guys graded after the show. Leave in the comments. Tell us what you think. Sonny, what do you think?
I'm glad that there was realism to this. And when I say realism, I mean trading multiple times. Trading multiple times in a row, passing on the same player twice, 3 times. That's not very realistic. But to be able to move back one slot and still be able to get Vega, pick up one, new pick. And the new pick that we got, number 92, got 2 positions in Farmer who could play guard and tackle. So I'm fine with this. It was a good draft. And obviously, really, really thank you guys for sticking with us with the technical vision. And look, Zion Young, got your pass rusher. We got a couple of defensive backs, and
picks are perfection.
I'll agree with Idleman. I'm not.
So
I'm going to give it a B.
Yeah, I'm going to give Stick to the Model right now a little bit of a D because I got to contact them about him. I'm going to say, look, guys, I don't know what the problem is. But I run other ones because this is a problem. I like your guys' system, but for some reason, we are sorry. Everybody who's in this is stuck with this because it was, believe me, I got a lot better on this stream because there were some obstacles. Yeah. So here's the thing: on the version, you get 3 shots at it per day unless you pay amount of money. Jason uses his. The freezing, we used ours. We got to go to a 3rd account. We appreciate you guys.
100%.
We're fired.
Thank you, Scotty. I like that. I'll take that.
B for quality, A+ for quantity.
I'll take that.
We appreciate it. All you guys, Hog Dog, even you, man.
And you know what? We'll do a totally different model for another reason.
Yes.
To get some differentiation of where these players are falling.
No, maybe not for another reason.
Maybe
for one reason.
Correct. But I did a Pro Football Network mock yesterday.
Yeah.
Picks were very different. Mock draft database picks are very, very different. PFF, they're all over the place. So
the first one we had like 3 trades going. We probably got carried away on that one.
But I'll tell you, that's nice. The Dallas trade to just move back one, not get someone taken that you want, that works.
And we've had a bunch of drafts. We're going to have more. We're going to have some more theme ones. Guys, stick with us. Thank you guys so much. This showed
Appreciate it, everybody.
It showed me tonight the loyal followers we have of this channel.
Patience is a virtue, and you all showed it tonight, so thank you.
Yeah. And we had a draft that's probably going to be a realistic type draft. 2 corners, Ted Hurst, Vega, and Zion Young with your first 2 picks. Come on, man. Come on.
Trenches addressed, wide receivers addressed.
And you know what we did?
Defensive backs addressed.
We did another scenario in the first round. Like, we didn't finish the draft. The system crashed on us. But next time I learned, I probably just got to hit stop share screening and put it back on maybe. It was still going too slow.
It's a learning process.
Yeah.
We're all learning.
But this is the second time it happened. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. as DDW says.
PFF dada.
But all right, so this is a long one, an hour and 45 minutes. Check out the replay. If you watch the replay, stick with us. We finished the draft. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. You guys are literally Finn's faithful, and we appreciate it. You're faithful to us, and we will have. Thank you, Jordan. Great show. It was fun. Flip the table, Sonny.
Sorry to flip right now.
Hey, we're gonna have more of these. We'll be back soon. Put the notifications on. Not only subscribe, guys. Great audience. Hit notify so you don't have to worry about whenever day we go live. You guys catch it. As always, again, subscribe. We're gonna give away Finn's Faithful hats, draft hats, everything around draft time. So we appreciate you guys following us. Thank you guys. Stay Finn's Faithful as always. Be safe. We will talk to you soon. For Jason Sarney, for myself, we are out.